When I was a kid, I took pictures with a Kodak Instamatic camera. Film was expensive, so I was judicious in the pictures I took, and sometimes a 20-picture roll of film would last me all year. Now when I take my iPhone out of my pocket and jumble it around, I'll snap 20 pictures before I know what I'm doing, or at least I used to. Having the best camera you've ever owned in your pocket is just fantastic. It's not complicated, but getting the hang of using it is important. If you'd like to learn a few basics about how to use your iPhone camera, then stick around. This video is for you. Hi, my name is Rich and I'm back at it with another easy to follow video on how to use your iPhone camera. My whole thing here on YouTube is making easy to follow videos on how to use your iPad and iPhone, without going nuts. If you find this video helpful or any other videos and you've not subscribed, please consider doing so. It's amazing how this channel has grown over the last year, and a special thanks to everyone who has subscribed. Okay, in today's video on the iPhone camera, I'm going to show you the various camera modes and what they mean, nothing complicated, how to tap and hold the camera icon to get to a mode quickly, which can save you quite a bit, how to slide to get to movie mode, which is kind of cool, a couple of important settings you need to adjust, and then lastly, very basic, but how to zoom in and out. All important stuff. Okay, let's get started. Okay, first up is just the various camera modes. I want to show those to you. If you open your camera like this, you're going to see a whole bunch of settings down here that you can sort of slide across. And most of them make sense. Time lapse, you know what time lapse is. You can put your iPhone on a tripod like this and just tap time lapse and get a time lapse video. You can also take a slow motion video. That's what slow-mo means. And you can then go to cinematic mode. And cinematic mode is kind of new. It's been around for, I think, maybe a version or two of iOS. But what it does is if you have two people in the frame and you point your camera at one of the people, it focuses on them and then puts the other person out of focus. And then if you move your camera onto the person behind them that it wasn't on, it focuses on them and puts the first person out of focus. So it's kind of like a cinematic mode you see when you watch a movie. It's really cool. And then there's just basic video mode right here, and you can just set that on there and take any kind of video you want. And of course there's photo mode. That's the important one that we take tons of photos with. And then there's portrait mode, which is kind of handy too, because in portrait mode it will give you what's called bokeh, or a blurred background. So if you're taking a sort of an important picture of, a friend or a family member, something like that, and you want it to just look a little better than it normally would, then you can set it on portrait mode. And then there's something called spatial, and I'm not going to get into that because you have to have the goggle things that Apple has made for spatial video. I guess it'll be cool one day, but it's not right now. And then lastly, you've got Panavision or Pano, and you can take your camera and then just kind of go across a big panoramic view of something, the beach or a home or whatever, and you can capture a panoramic view, and that's what Pano means. But for the most part, you're just going to be taking videos and photos. At least I am. That's what I do most of the time. And if you're kind of new to the iPhone, that's the two places you're going to land. But those are the various modes, and they're pretty simple. And if you want to get to them, you just swipe down here along to get to each one of them, just like that. Pretty handy. Next thing I want to show you is just how to get to a mode on your camera kind of quickly. Now, here's what happens to me. I want to take a video of my grandson, and I tap on this, and then I'm in the photo mode, not the video mode. And then I go over here and I'm like, oh man, that's not what I want. What do I want? Video. Yeah, there we go. And then by the time I've done that, he's already done something silly that I wanted to film and it's over with. And that's a bit of a problem. At least it is for me. But you can just tap and hold on the camera icon by just tapping and holding. And when you do that, you can just tap it on video right there, and the camera will automatically open up in the video mode. Really, really handy. Likewise, you can tap and hold it, and you can also get to portrait mode that we just talked about. And you can also get to portrait selfie mode. So if you take a selfie of yourself, it'll kind of blur out the background, which is kind of neat too. So you can get to any one of those features by just simply tapping and holding on the camera icon to get to them. You just tap on video. Of course, if you want to go to photo, just tap on photo and you're back there. That's just one quick way to get to video mode. Really handy. Now, another way to get to video mode kind of quickly too, if you tap on that and you didn't remember to tap and hold and you find yourself in the photo mode, if you just tap and hold the record button and slide it over like this, it'll actually start recording a video like that. And you can pause the recording of the video or you can stop the video just like that. And you were in photo mode, but you wanted to quickly get to video mode, so you just tap and hold it up and slide it over like that. And as you can see, now it's recording a video. And if I stop it and we go over here and we watch that video, you can see my hand kind of come in there at the very end like that. And that's a quick way to get to video mode if you've already opened up your camera and you're in photo mode. Just really a little handy feature. There are a couple settings that I think that you need to change. Let me show you something. If you open up the camera, you can kind of see down here at the bottom in the photo mode, my hand, even though it's kind of grayed out. This is really what the camera is going to take a picture of. It's not going to take my hand, which is, you can kind of see down there. If you go into the settings on your phone and you go to camera, then you can change a bunch of things over here. I'm going to slide down and I'm going to tap on grid, because this helps you place the subject in the photo accurately. And then I'm going to undo view outside the frame, because I don't want to see what's outside the frame. I only want to see what's in the frame. So I'm going to take that off. And now when we go back to the camera app, if you can see this, there are actually little squares right here, and they're dividing up the area. And if you see, my hand is no longer visible down here, so all you see is what the camera sees right here and what will be a part of the photograph. And that's a little easier, I think. But you can take these squares right here and frame up your picture. A lot of times I'll ask my wife to take a picture and she'll take a picture of my knee or the floor or something. And I'm like, well, what are you doing? And she's like, well, I can't really see. I don't know how to line it up. So we just line it up. I just say, put it in the square, in the middle of the square, whatever you're trying to take a picture of. And she does that, and it makes sure everything is framed up right in a very easy fashion. So turning those things on in settings is very helpful. Okay, the last thing I want to show you is just how to zoom in and out. If you open up your camera, you've got a couple of options here. You've got 0.5, so you can tap on that and zoom out. You can zoom in on 1, which is just the standard zoom, or you can zoom in on 2 like that. But I have found, for me, the easier way is just a pinch like this, and you can zoom in as much as you want, just like that. And that way I get the subject right where I want it to be when I take the picture. And it's just as simple as pinching in and out to get to where you want to be. If you don't want to do the pinching, you can of course just tap over here, but your choices are only 0.5, 1, and 2. But if you notice here, I zoom in a whole lot more. Now you can see that it's saying 5.9 times I've zoomed in. So zooming with your fingers can get you in a whole lot closer than tapping on the options that you have right here. So it's just an easy way and a handy way to zoom. Pretty simple. So there you have it, a short tutorial on how to get started using your incredible iPhone camera. I really hope a few of these tips were helpful. That's it for today. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.